Could Sam be destined to join Cobra Kai? How will Miguel's accident change him for the better? And what's the secret to getting Hawk back on the right path? Hi, I'm Dylan. Let's dive right in. Robby. Oh boy, where does Robby go from here? Just as he was turning his life around and learning all the right things from Daniel, he did what he did in the Season 2 finale. Ironically, he actually followed the Cobra Kai's principle of no mercy here, and not what he'd been taught by Miyagi-Do. But all is not lost for Robby yet. While his mentor Daniel might not be pleased about what he did, it's unlikely that he'll turn his back on him. And neither will his father, Johnny. In fact, Tanner Buchanan believes that Robby and Johnny are both seeking the exact same thing in their lives. He told Glamour, Robby and Johnny are both trying to figure out who they are, and they kind of have the same goals. They want to do something right. They want to get back to normal. They want to try to do something bigger with their life and get out of the gutter and be successful. For Robby, his biggest lesson is about forgiveness and letting go. He can't change what's happened, but he can let go of all his anger and find inner peace, something that his mentor Daniel hasn't quite done in his own life. This could be the pivotal point where Robby turns his life around once and for all. Instead of being torn between Daniel and Johnny, he accepts that he needs to be his own person. He could end up becoming a karate teacher who isn't driven by dojo wars or petty fights, but one who wants to uphold the principles and integrity of karate. Perhaps this will be the last time that Robby's ever in trouble in his life. Tori. From the moment Tori walked into Cobra Kai, it's evident that she's needed a strong mentor. She has serious anger issues, and all she requires is someone to put an arm around her and point her in the right direction. While Johnny could have probably been that person in due course, she's replaced him, choosing Kreese as her new sensei. And this is bad news. Like, really bad news. Kreese will only use Tori's pent-up anger to further his agenda and instill a much more aggressive attitude into Cobra Kai. And this cycle will be unstoppable if Tori buys into his methods. Actress Peyton List, who portrays the character on the show, says that Tori is cutthroat and does what she thinks is right. Unfortunately, every villain is also the hero of their own story, and Tori is walking a dangerous road towards villainy here. Much like Kreese, she believes in the any means necessary approach and trusts in violence to solve all her issues. In many ways, she's eerily reminiscent of Kreese's former students, Dutch and Mike Barnes. If she doesn't watch her step, she might find herself turning exactly into her sensei, and that's something that shouldn't happen to anyone. The road she's taking will be a lonely one, filled with violence and probably no Miguel. Will Johnny be able to keep her away from Kreese's clutches? Samantha. Looking at Sam, it's obvious that she's a chip off the old block. From her fun personality to her ability to find herself in the messiest of love triangles, she's literally following in the same footsteps as her dad and mentor. Plus, her petty battle with Cobra Kai is exactly the same one that Daniel has had for the past 3 decades. However, her trajectory might not be the same one he experienced. After Miguel's tragedy, will she truly be able to say that Miyagi-Do is the righteous path while Cobra Kai is the undisputed enemy? It's possible that Sam might turn her back on her father and all his teachings as she embarks on a new path for herself. In fact, who's to say that she won't end up joining Cobra Kai herself? It would certainly mirror what happened to Daniel in The Karate Kid Part 3 after he and Mr. Miyagi had a major fallout. Naturally, this could lead to a huge conflict between her and her father, as she realizes that his struggle to let go of the past is what causes problems in the present. She's been Daddy's little girl for so long, but she might no longer want to be in his shadow anymore. Maybe Sam isn't doomed to repeat his sins, but to forge her own journey without him. And maybe Miguel's accident is the catalyst that damages their relationship forever. Miguel. Out of all the characters on the show, Miguel has had the most revolutionary and powerful arc. In the first season, he transformed himself from a kid who was beat up by bullies into a karate champ who adopted the no mercy mantra. However, by the end of the second season, he came full circle and realized that showing mercy isn't a sign of weakness at all. If you think about it, he's the best parts of Daniel and Johnny combined. And that's what makes him unlikely to follow in either of their footsteps. At his core, Miguel has a good heart. Yes, he's trying to find himself like any other teenager, but when it's mattered most, he's always done the right thing. He has compassion for people, and that's something that makes him stronger than his mentor, who still gets caught up in his own personal drama. Undoubtedly, Season 3 will be an excruciating journey for him as he aims to recover from his horrific accident. Not only will it be a physical struggle, but it'll also be a mental one as he deals with all the trauma. If he conquers this latest obstacle, don't be surprised if he's the one who heals the rift between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. He has the heart and compassion to finally put this silly war to bed and and create a better world for all students of karate. In fact, it's possible that he and Robby could team up to form their own dojo and actually be examples of how it's better to work together than against each other. Honestly, that'd be the best thing for everyone. Aisha. It's been confirmed that Aisha won't be returning for season 3 of Cobra Kai. As we've seen in the previous seasons, Aisha is quite level-headed and not necessarily someone who's out for blood or revenge. Sure, she wants to get the bullies to back off and to teach them a lesson, but she isn't going to push someone around just for the fun of it. The fact that she wasn't present when Kreese took control of Cobra Kai could indicate that she's already put the hard-knock life of karate firmly behind her. Undoubtedly, she's seen the positive side of Johnny's teachings in terms of her newfound confidence and standing up for herself, but she's also experienced the ugly side of it. Witnessing what happened to Miguel was an eye-opener for her, and she might feel that the dojo war has led to a tragedy that she wants no part of. In fact, she might be the one student who's truly learned all there is to learn from Johnny, and now understands how the power of martial arts can cause havoc too. Maybe she doesn't want to become like Johnny or Daniel, who are still stuck in a 30-year fight over a silly tournament. Instead, she's focusing on living the best life possible, away from all the drama of the dojo. Karate might be well and truly in her past now, if only others would follow in her footsteps. Hawk. Absolute power corrupts. That much is evident with Hawk. After being a shy but loyal friend, he drank the Kool-Aid and became a Cobra Kai clone from the 80s. He's now a grade A bully who beats up his old friends and dumped his former sensei, Johnny, for Kreese. For him, he doesn't want to win karate tournaments, he wants to destroy his opponents. And he believes Kreese will only bring him closer to being the total package, certainly more so than Johnny ever did. He flipped the script, but he might be going too far this time. The thing is, there is good inside of Hawk, and we've seen it before. Unlike his new mentor, Kreese, who's possibly the most despicable character on the show and lusts for power, Hawk has the potential to do the right thing even if he's straying at the moment. Speaking to Showbiz Junkies, Jacob Bertrand, who plays Hawk on the show, said, "It's almost like he was trapped in Eli for a long time. The kid never spoke. He was just bullied all the time, and I think now that he's Hawk, it's unleashing everything. This built-up aggression almost." What's likely to happen is that Kreese will betray Hawk's trust at some point, treating him like he used to be treated before. Much like Johnny experienced with his former sensei, Hawk will come to the realization that Eli wasn't actually a bad person, and that this new him is everything he never wanted to be. He'll understand how Kreese's lessons actually do more harm than good. Additionally, it'll cause him some internal conflict, and he'll need to apologize to his former friends for his actions. But he might just leave the karate life behind altogether as he goes back to being Eli, Dimitri's best friend. Stingray. Raymond, aka Stingray, was Johnny's oldest student at Cobra Kai, and one of the most entertaining characters on the show. When Kreese pulled the rug out from under Johnny and took control of the dojo, Stingray sided with the veteran karate master instead of staying loyal to his original sensei. Well, that's the thing about Stingray. He seems to fit the old Cobra Kai mold, certainly representing the snake element of the logo. And that's something that Kreese knows all too well, as he's been nothing but a sneaky, slithery liar throughout the series. Speaking to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, actor Walter Hauser, who plays Stingray, said, "Stingray was becoming a bit of a Kreese disciple and sort of coming into his own of losing the humor and sort of becoming a little scary and tribalistic as one of the Cobra Kai members. If you see him again, you might be seeing a new version of Stingray." Undoubtedly, this hints at how this character might end up becoming one of Kreese's right-hand goons. And the further he entrenches himself in Kreese's radical philosophy and accepts him as his new mentor, the less likely he'll be able to shake him off at a later stage. In this case, it appears as if Stingray will be just another one of Kreese's brainwashed generals, and we know that never ends well for anyone. Just ask any of Kreese's former students. Stingray might feel powerful when everything is going his way, but as soon as Kreese needs to hightail it, he'll be left high and dry with nothing to fall back on. And after everything he's done, will anyone open their arms to him then? Rock bottom might be the only thing in Stingray's future here. With Cobra Kai Season 3's premiere right around the corner, it'll be interesting to see how the characters develop and change in these new episodes. A lot has happened, and some of them might be different people now, for better or worse. But they'll need to decide which path to stick to, the same as their mentors, or to forge their own. But now it's time to hear from you. How can Robby redeem himself and make peace with Miguel? And has Hawk wandered too far down the same path as John Kreese? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any awesome videos.